Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Unpopular Review.
Thank you all for clicking on our faces.
New flag with all that.
Okay, so I wrote down some notes.
Shots do that.
I don't want to sit through hard garbage.
That's twice. That'll probably go over about as well as Colonel Dippy.
Because there was no Jay White site.
Okay, just straight up bang bang.
This story has been fit.
You gotta pay that attention.
So Unpopular Review does not. What is she the CEO of, Chris? Jesus, golly. Let's start the show.
What is going on, guys? It is another edition of AEW Reviews Beach Break. What an event it was, actually. This was actually a really good show, guys. Coming off the heel of Forbidden Door. But you know what? That's enough of me. Let's introduce my panel. Coming on right now, we got to change it up a little bit. We got to show everybody what we know. The great Grand Slam Puma. What's going on, man?
I am a Puma, but no, I'm the great Grand Slam Puma. I'm glad to be here, and I have a slice of pizza.
Next is, you don't want to get out of line with her because she'll put you in check. It's the sheriff. What's going on?
I don't have pizza, but I'm doing fine.
The sheriff does not have pizza. You know what? I'm so glad that somebody that I know is backstage, because I know if I say this, he's going to jump right on. But I was doing a little trivia tonight before we actually start the show. I got a couple things that I want to put past you guys. Who is the oldest wrestler right now on the AEW roster?
It's Billy Gunn.
Jeff Jarrett.
Billy Gunn.
You're right. Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn is at 60.
Right.
Followed by
60.
Followed by Jeff Jarrett at 56. Dustin Rhodes at 54. At 53, you have Chris Jericho. And then I didn't know this. He's not really. Technically, he's not really a wrestler. He's a backstage. Christopher Daniels and both Paul White are both 52. And Christian and Edge are both 50.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this question. You guys know how old Lance Archer is? I didn't know this.
Isn't he in his 40s?
He's in his 40s, yes. But to me, I thought he was younger than this, and it surprised me.
That's surprising, yeah.
43.
Yeah. 43. But it sounds like that makes sense, because I remember his run in TNA, and I mean, what was that? Almost 20 years ago. So, and he had that little run in WWE. So that sounds about right.
Now, this one is for somebody that's not on the actual screen here. Who is the oldest wrestler right now in WWE?
The oldest wrestler in WWE
right now. He doesn't get much screen time. But he is the oldest wrestler right now on the roster.
Thank you.
Is it our truth?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Hold on. Okay, so he answered it. Now you guys going to tell me, how old is R-Truth?
45.
No, he's like 52 or something like that.
Bingo. 52.
Oh, wow.
He doesn't even look 52.
Listen, you guys know black don't crack, so.
Yeah, like, I'm actually like 85, so it's true.
All right, guys. Well, let's get into Beach Break. It was a great event, actually. I really did enjoy this. I think there was one match in particular that was actually two. I think there was two pay-per-view matches that we could talk about tonight. But let's start out with Renee Paquette starts to show off with Daniel Garcia. And I love how Daniel Garcia says, I am not going to lose. I'll put my mother's life on the line.
Oh, I feel bad for the mother.
I feel bad for the mother right now
he stepped on a crack and he broke his mama's back.
And then MJF came to him and said, I want to be in your corner. And Johnny Magic said, You're not such a bad guy after all. Well, guys, at the end of this show, we're gonna know who the real bad guy is.
Oh, hi.
When this show is over. What do you think about this segment right off the bat? I mean, is this something that here's why I asked you this. I feel like there's a lot of backstage vignettes and interviews that just waste time, and then also on screen, I would say right now with Mark Briscoe and his promo, I feel like they waste a lot of time with promos and they go over on certain matches, and it doesn't make sense to me. What's your guys' take on this?
Sheriff?
First of all, hi, Joffrey. When you said that, I immediately thought of backstage interviews, vignettes, segments that I saw in my head that I felt like did not matter at all. That definitely happens on AEW television. I don't know if that applies to the Daniel Garcia. I don't know if that applies to the Daniel Garcia segment, just because.
What's up, Jeff?
I think that you want to add this, even though I personally knew Will was probably going to beat him. You want to add some suspense to it, and this is the guy that they're trying to build up. He just re-signed. He just signed a Supermax contract, according to Fightful with AEW, so they're going to invest in him. He's their Paul George. They just signed him to a nice long deal, so I thought it made sense.
All right. Well, guys, let's get into a first match. This is the semifinals of the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. The Bastard Pack taking on Daniel Bryan. Bryan Danielson, excuse me. Sorry. Now I feel like Tony Schiavone tonight. Tony Schiavone says next month.
Tony Schiavone alone. He's a great man. He tries his best.
He is a good man. I'm not going to say he is a good man. It's just that he's made a lot of those. He's not as bad as Jim Ross. Jim Ross will say a bunch of crazy stuff to you, and then you'll turn your head like, really? What is that? But let's break this match down. Let's talk about this. Coming off the heels of Forbidden Door, which Bryan Danielson put on a hell of a match. This guy, every time I watch him wrestle lately, he scares me because we all know that his neck is not the best, and he takes such big risks in the ring. First off, what did you guys think about the match, Forbidden Door? Sheriff, you were actually there. How was the crowd for this match? What was the arena feeling for this match?
So, to be honest with you, the arena from start to finish, it would depend on the match. I thought the crowd in New York was really, really hot, but they were hot for certain things. For that particular match, there's nothing else to say. Like, it's Bryan Danielson is one of the greatest of all time. He's on a retirement tour at this point. People know this. And so it's always just going to be, I guess, it's always just going to be feel good vibes. I think that it's not really, I like Bryan Danielson, but he did go on an interview and say that he doesn't want to be world champion. For me personally, that kind of, even though we knew that he's retiring and stuff like that, that does kind of, I guess, kill the suspense of what you think he's going to do in this tournament and stuff going forward. But when he's in the ring, he's so good that you just kind of don't even think about that because the matches are always so fast-paced and so hard-hitting. So Chris says Forbidden Door was pretty bad. My perception is skewed because I was in the building, so I was having fun throughout the entire show. I didn't get to watch it back. I don't know how it came across on screen. So if somebody here has a different perception, I would love to hear it.
Now, listen, I'm not going to lie. All right, Chris, and Dan watched this event all together at Dan's house. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I enjoyed it because there was a lot of moments that I did. For me, I think the Acclaim coming out was, which is crazy probably to say, but the highlight. I mean, I'm a big fan of the Acclaim. I wasn't a big fan of MJF coming out for the very first thing of the night. And I know that was probably the biggest pop of the whole night, wasn't it? With MJF coming out. Jeff?
I'm sorry.
I said MJF.
Sorry, I was reading the comments.
Oh,
you
good.
mean MJF at Forbidden Door coming out?
Yeah.
Yeah, he came out
biggest,
first. Apart from the pre-show, he was the first thing to come out, and that was a pretty big pop. His pop actually wasn't the biggest pop of the night. Again, I don't know how it came off on screen, but when he came out, he got a pretty good reaction because it was in Long Island. It was in his hometown. But that wasn't actually the biggest pop of the night. The biggest pop of the night was the return of Britt Baker. And that was really well executed just because Mercedes had nuclear heat in that building. They did not like her at all. I don't know if that's because of they're not messing with Mercedes, or if it's because she's from Boston. You know, New Yorkers, that's our arch nemesis.
I think it's the latter. Honestly,
every single, not just Boston, every single Massachusetts team got a "fuck you" chant in that building during her match. So for her to have all of those boos consistently throughout the match, and then for Britt Baker to return and no one was expecting it, it was just like lightning in a bottle. That whole arena blew a lid. The biggest pop of the night would have went to MJF if the good doctor didn't make a house call. Sorry, MJF.
That was a house call from DMD.
Yeah.
All right, let's get in this match tonight. Let's talk about the semifinal match that we had. I think he can still hang. And I think he's just as good, if not as good as he was, let's just say around WrestleMania 30 when he won the title. I mean, there are some slip ups that he has, and there are some parts where you can tell that he's getting older. But I mean, the man can still put a show on. The man can still make you feel like he's young again. And this match shows it. What do you think about this?
Right. So, are you talking to me?
No, I was talking.
Oh, the great Grand Slam Poobah.
Great Grand Slam.
I think I kind of said what I said. Yeah.
That's my fault.
I thought this was a great way to open the show. Honestly, when I was watching the matches, and I watch AEW, but not as religiously, so I know things is going on. I guess I had no idea that these two were going to face each other. So when I heard Bryan Danielson come out, I said, "Cool," and then I heard Pac's music. I said, "Oh, this is going to be a good one." I thought it was really good. You mentioned the stuff about Daniel Bryan. I mean, the man can still go out there. I mean, he can still tell a really good story. He was telling the story with his shoulder, his neck. I think his ear. He got chopped in the ear. At this rate, I honestly want for his birthday. I don't know when his birthday is coming, but I think we should give him a bubble because I think we should protect Bryan Danielson at all costs because this guy, every chance, he'll do something crazy. He'll do a spot. I think he did some spot outside, and I said, "Oh, come on, please don't do that. Please don't do that." And he'll do stuff where he lands on his neck. I mean. But I really enjoyed this match. This was really good, and I really liked the finish here. So, I mean, they both go for their submissions, and I love those sudden finishes. One of my favorite sudden finishes, Bret Hart, Owen Hart, WrestleMania 10, and I always loved those kind of finishes when they're trying to do the roll-up, and Danielson gets the sneak roll-up. Love that. You can shake your head all you want, but you're backstage with the dead plant, so let me talk. I really enjoyed this. That's absolutely right. But I did enjoy this. Good job. And thank you for that, Venomous Vinny. It's nice to hear that. That was such a great laugh. I don't usually hear that on Wednesday, so when I heard that, it was like a child's laughter. Good job. Oh, man. And coming from an executive consultant's bathroom.
Well, yes, Daniel Bryan.
Make sure you wipe, Chris.
He doesn't look like a wiper. That's just nasty. Oh, here, Just come on. Just come on the show. You put the glasses on. Come on. Just stop it. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Daniel. I keep wanting to call him Daniel Bryan.
It's a habit.
Bryan Danielson gets the win, 16 minutes, 50 seconds. I got to tell you, though, I would love to know how it feels when Pac goes on the top rope and does his whatever, 480, 470, whatever it is.
The Black Arrow?
And freaking slams his face into the ground because he missed. That has to hurt a little bit.
A little bit? I'm pretty sure it hurt.
At that speed, okay, maybe a little bit more than a little bit. But at that speed, that has to sting.
And then you're looking at the twirl, and I mean, it just looked gruesome. A lot of times when he misses the move, he lands on his feet. He'll change it to like a shooting star press.
But even if you land on your feet, though, man, you got to think. you're laying on your feet, and your feet are in a position where they're already crouched down. So now you have the bottom of your feet, and you have what do you call it? Your
your heel.
Yeah, not your heel, but what's that bone on top of the heel?
Bone.
Your ankle. You have your ankle. Your ankle.
You know what? You should really ask Edge about that.
See, he can do this. Once he wears the glasses,
No. You should ask CM Punk about that, Bone.
No, you know what? I'm here because I just wanted to talk about.
I like the change.
I'm sick of hearing Sheriff over here giving Forbidden Door praise when that show was terrible. Right?
That show was great.
Bryan
Danielson versus Shingo. You're telling me
it was a horrible match. Horrible match. Every time I hear about Forbidden Door or this match,
you gotta give him that huck too and spit on that thing. You gotta give him that huck too and spit on that.
You just have it on repeat?
Yeah, on repeat. That's how bad it was. You can't just spit on the match once. You got to spit on it twice. I never understand how you such an.
I'm sorry that Undertaker didn't randomly come out after being gone for a year.
That would have been more entertaining.
As your finish, I'm sure you would have wanted something like that.
You know what?
I'm sorry that Bubba Ray didn't come in as the referee.
You're still talking about WrestleMania, but that's fine. You know what? I decided I'm going to join y'all after all because I want to talk AEW. In my opinion, this was the best AEW Dynamite.
Sure, let's do it. And then he shows up.
Actually, I was planning to show up and fill in, and then you told me no, and you were going to do it. That's the true story. But anyway, Dynamite was the best AEW Dynamite episode I've seen all year. All year.
I would say all year.
I would say all year, by far. All year. Best Dynamite episode. And I'm glad it was such a great episode after that.
You don't watch it enough to say that.
I watch it every week.
Oh, please.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. Because when sometimes you're in the club. Don't even.
We have TV in the bar.
So did you watch it on Juneteenth? Be real. I didn't even watch it on Juneteenth.
What were you doing? You were at the cookout?
I was watching Kendrick Lamar.
All right, listen, hold on.
Okay.
From Kendrick Lamar, let's get into the next backstage.
Good job, Vincent.
Renee Paquette is now interviewing Willow Nightingale.
Remarkable Renee Paquette.
The remarkable Renee Paquette. And I tell you what, Willow Nightingale, she wants this more than anything else. She wants to be a 2-time Owen Hart Women's Tournament winner. And I got to tell you.
Hold up. Breaking news, Tony Khan, one of the founders of AEW, suffered a heart attack at home and fell to the ground. He died at the age of 42 after being rescued on the way to the hospital.
Who the fuck?
That's a bot.
And we clicked that. That's cool.
Mad Dog, can you get a clarification on that?
Yeah. Mad Dog Kelly, you heard him?
Mad Dog?
Mad Dog. Do your job. Look up. Can I get an acknowledgement? Did you hear him? Are you going to do it, Matt? Matt.
Let me get a thumbs up.
Hold on. Give him a minute. Get his technology ready.
All right. Thank you. I just want to make sure he's doing his job.
Yeah, he's doing his job.
Equipment.
All right. Let's
I'm
talk
sorry. The equipment. My apologies.
Of course.
Every time I watch a Will Nightingale promo, I feel like she gets better and better every single time. I
agree.
She surprises me every single week because, like any other women, I feel like she gets what are you laughing about?
It's not a bot, Jeffrey. It's somebody actually changed their name to BBC News and went out their way to add that graphic in there.
TK ain't even 42.
Oh my gosh! No, he's a year younger than me. All right, go ahead, Miss Vinny.
No, I was just saying she gets better and better with the promos. I feel like I don't know if she practices them. I don't know if she's
gotten better. She has gotten better. She is WWE bound. When her contract ends,
you think so?
Oh yes, by far. She's too big for AEW. Too big.
You're ridiculous. That's actually insane.
Venomous is still in his best behavior.
Willow Nightingale is one of the success stories of AEW / New Japan. Unfortunately, Mercedes got hurt in that match that they had in that tournament. They ended up putting Willow over, and AEW took that, ran with it. They booked her strong, and she's probably one of, if not their top female babyface, apart from the return of DMD now. Sorry, Willow. But they're doing good stuff.
So let me take the part.
And she's really improving over time.
Let me take the position of Venomous Vinny, who likes to ask questions. I'm going to ask you a question. You really think that Willow Nightingale, if offered a contract with WWE at the end of her contract now, is not going to go to NXT?
Oh, no. I know she will.
Do I think that she won't go to NXT?
Yeah, that's where she's going.
I don't know.
Oh, I know.
What I do know is that she's not too big for AEW because she wouldn't be big without AEW. So that doesn't.
Her trajectory is beyond AEW.
Okay, but how did her trajectory become her trajectory? By the way, y'all gonna be mad when they stop pushing Jade because she can't wrestle.
Yeah, okay, first of all, they're never going to push Jade. Not stop pushing Jade because
she can't wrestle.
We're gonna stop this Jade hate.
I thought y'all told me the performance.
She don't know how to wrestle, bro. She doesn't know how to wrestle.
She's been doing fine. She's been doing fine. What's the difference between her and freaking the Gates of Agony or something like that?
Who?
I don't know what that is.
Exactly. They were on time.
Exactly. They were wrestling in the tag team match. But the moral of the story is, the moral of the story is Jade Cargill at this point should be further along than she is. And I'm a fan, but AEW did a better job at hiding her weaknesses and exploiting her strengths than WWE does.
Yeah, who does hate Willow? I think you're an asshole if you don't like Willow.
I was not a fan of Willow Nightingale for the longest time. She has shown that she is, and you know what? There's only one person to thank for that, and that's Mercedes Moné.
Oh, stop it.
Mercedes did put her over.
Oh,
injury. Barring injury, but still.
Listen, she was better.
But when she got injured, she said, Adam Copeland, this is what you do.
This is going to be such a show.
Listen, Mercedes has a track record of putting over baby faces and making them popular.
Speak on it.
She does. Bianca Belair, Bayley, Willow Nightingale, Britt Baker, even though she was popular before Mercedes, that pop was what it was because people hated Mercedes in that film.
I'm not going to hold you.
That's just a fact.
If you're making up for your nonsense earlier, good job.
See, it's hilarious. Every time you were saying something and you was mentioning Mercedes and you hear Chris in the back going, say it. I was waiting for him to do the holy
All I know is say hello to your CEO.
You didn't add the shake, so it don't even mean nothing. You got to take the whole apartment.
I can't stand her.
You're not supposed to. That's the point.
Let's talk about before Mark Briscoe comes out. They play the package.
Who?
Mark Briscoe. Don't do the Mark Briscoe. Mark Briscoe is a fucking national treasure. Don't do that. Don't do that. I love me some Mark Briscoe. The guy,
he can get buried like a treasure. Look, the man's not entertaining. He's not interesting. He didn't even come out with his Ring of Honor World Championship on Sunday.
What
kind of champion? He treats the title like.
And you know what? I know you want to talk here. You want to just run your mouth, run your gums. You're doing a great job. I wish you would actually run instead of running your lips. He didn't come out with the Ring of Honor Championship. Who cares? Honestly, the Ring of Honor Championship don't even really mean anything. Mark Briscoe, when he gets a mic, he's very entertaining. When he starts,
what was he saying tonight that was so entertaining?
Huh? I'm sorry. What did you say? I couldn't hear you underneath you. You mumbled something underneath your breath.
What did he say tonight that was so entertaining?
I'm not even talking about tonight. I'm just talking in general.
That answers my question. Then.
No, it doesn't answer your question.
Nobody's listening to Mark Briscoe. Let me explain something. Mark Briscoe is only
I'm not
one
interested.
reason and one reason only, and that is because his brother passed away. If it wasn't
Hold on a second. So you're telling me the Briscoes don't have a decades-long career in wrestling where they're top?
I'm sorry. Were they in WWE?
Where they're attacked? No. Kenny Omega was never in WWE. Kenny Omega is not a top star. I'm sorry. What?
Kenny Omega is not a top star. If you are not in WWE,
so you're telling me a millionaire world champion who sold out arenas around the world is not a top star simply because they didn't go to WWE?
He has not sold out one arena.
Oh, really? Oh, really? Is that facts?
That is facts. He has not sold out one arena in WWE.
So you're telling me that they didn't sell out Arthur Ashe?
Not because of him.
So him versus Bryan Danielson didn't sell out Arthur Ashe.
It was not because of him. It was because of Bryan Danielson. If you put Bryan Danielson against almost anybody else, they still would have sold out.
Okay, so what sold out All In?
Kenny Omega against anybody else, they would not have sold out.
The original All In. What sold out the original All In?
It wasn't Kenny Omega because nobody knew who he was. It was Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes sold out the original All In. That was Cody Rhodes. Briscoe
can't take a bath. He looks like a poor. All right, that's what Steve said. I can agree. I don't know what he was saying either. That's my point. Tupac, 17 Biggie, Vince passed away at age 77. So whoever had made
Y'all just put niggas died. Stop doing that.
Vinny,
That was the comment I was looking at. I was like, who is this guy?
All right,
Yeah, I agree. What's going on? This don't happen on any other show.
Who mans is this?
let's get back into the show. Listen, before
Yeah,
we
let
talk,
Benny do his job. You know, the executive consultants come in and try to distract people. Shouldn't you be at a club somewhere shaking your hip and then rubbing Ben Gay on there? What are you doing there? Carry on.
You thought that was funny, Vinny?
no.
Okay, thank you. 'Cause this literal troll with the blue hair says something you think is funny. I don't
like Vincent. I think me and Vincent should have a show on MTV too. We're gonna get the name together.
Hey, I heard you were a fan of Mark Briscoe. I'm sorry to hear that.
Let's get into it. So the video package plays of a recap of Jack Perry winning the 6-man ladder match for the vacant TNT World Championship at the Forbidden Dork, as Chris says it. Which goes right into the promo that Mark Briscoe stood in the middle of the ring and he told Jack Perry that he must get ready for his ass coming out of the ladder match with his TNT title. So what?
So the TNT title is more important than the Ring of Honor World Championship, is what you're telling me.
What?
The TNT Championship is more important than the Ring of Honor World Championship, is what you're telling me.
Oh yeah, it is
on AEW television.
It
Yes.
is.
He says no, but really, Mark Briscoe looks homeless. Could never be my champion.
So you're telling me that Mick Foley didn't look homeless when he was champion?
Facts.
No.
Facts.
Anyways, that's what he was saying.
That's
See,
okay,
this is what I mean. This is what I mean.
He looked homeless.
Mick Foley is credible and respectable.
Oh, come on.
So is Mark Briscoe.
No, he's not.
Okay.
No, he's not. Mick Foley was selling out arenas. Mark Briscoe's not.
I don't know if Mick Foley really sold out.
But Mick Foley,
Dice always wants to do this. I'm sick of Dice. He always wants to pick somebody he can get behind.
Hold on, no, put this back up here. Thank you, Dice.
No. I'm not disrespecting Mark Briscoe. Mark Briscoe's mom disrespected him by having him come out there looking like that. Look, all I'm saying is that the man is not a world champion. He's not a champion. He doesn't need to be out there. It's like having Eddie Kingston out there. Like, what's the point?
Oh, you're not an Eddie Kingston fan?
Not at all. Horrible. It makes sense that
don't even
one
come to
bum,
New York ever
one
again.
bum. I'll be in New York in 2 months, but it was like one bum gave the championship to another bum. Now I know why you said don't come to New York, because almost everybody in New York looks like that. But you know, when you're in sophisticated cities, everybody. No, that's right, Charmaine. That's right. Let her know.
I didn't even hear what you said because you mum.
I said almost everybody in New York looks like that. When you turn left, you see Mark Briscoe. When you turn right, you see Eddie Kingston. That's not something you want to be proud of. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
I can't believe you.
Don't get EC started on Eddie. Please don't. What y'all think of Blood and Guts?
I wish I wore my Eddie Kingston shirt.
I am a fan of Eddie Kingston. Well, you know, you make poor decisions.
Thank you, Charmaine. Charmaine, you said ding dong, I'm wrong, but then you sided with me.
That's wrong,
because
Chris.
I don't think she's a fan of Mark Briscoe.
She flip flops though. She actually just flip flops.
I'm almost certain I saw Eddie Kingston take a shit on 149th Street in the Bronx. Actually, I think that shit you saw.
Why were you looking at long?
Once
you saw pants down, you should have looked away.
This person has a long thing. Take EC off the damn show right now. Too out of touch with the goofy ish he spews. He's part of one of the greatest tag teams ever. He's part of the Legion of Doom, the Hardys, the Dudley Boys. What are you talking about? APA, the Harlem Heat.
Translation:
Briscoes,
if it didn't happen in
the Briscoes
WWE, it
are not one
great.
of the greatest tag teams ever. Stop your nonsense, okay? Stop your nonsense.
If it didn't happen in WWE,
there's a reason why you call your show the Penitentiary, because that's where you belong, in jail. Can we go ahead? Can you move up? Venomous, let's go. I'm going to talk like you. Go on. That's what he does.
All right.
Go on.
All right. Let's go back to Renee Paquette backstage. Toni Storm as the champion with Mariah May, and she's trying to boost her up for her match coming up on Rampage. And guys, can you tell me who she's facing on Rampage?
Who?
Who is Mariah May facing on Rampage?
Oh God,
I can tell you.
You can tell me, Chris?
Yeah, she's facing an empty arena and an empty television audience. That's what she's facing, because ain't nobody going to watch that shit. Nobody knows, nobody cares, right? The only thing that's wrong with Collision is when people throw the
Sheeta. I'm sorry, I had to think about Sheeta.
It's not Collision, it's Rampage, but
it's the same thing. I throw a Rampage anytime it's on my TV.
Yeah, she's taking on
Sheeta.
Guys like Mike, Steve, and EC like pretty champions. It's not a matter of being pretty champions. It's a matter of Mark Briscoe is not a champion. He is not. He doesn't carry himself as a champion. He was given the title simply because of the fact that his brother passed away. That's it. I don't care what anybody says. That's the truth. He's not it.
Guys, listen to the man. He's not it. All right, let's move on.
We can't even get through this show.
I think I'm going to call it a show for myself.
Are legends in the professionally wrestling history. Well, first of all, your English is wrong. So let's go ahead and bring you on. The Briscoes are legends in the professionally wrestling industry. The Briscoes are not legends in wrestling because no one knows who they are outside a traditional wrestling fan. If you are a majority wrestling fan, you don't know who the Briscoes are.
Okay, if I don't know who they are,
I hate to break it to you
because you live in that area.
There are no casual wrestling fans. There are only wrestling fans. If you like wrestling, you are not a casual. There are no casuals that like wrestling. If you like wrestling, you're a
grocery
casual.
store and ask them if they know.
Yes, right?
Ask them if they know who Mark Briscoe is. Nobody outside of the main traditional
go
wrestling
to a
world,
grocery store and ask them who Roman Reigns is. They won't.
They know who Roman Reigns is. They know
not a chance.
They know who you're talking to.
No, they don't. I'm sorry to tell you, Roman Reigns doesn't command the same attention and fame that even John Cena did. It's just not true.
I need to see them. The only Briscoes I know, John.
Let's get into the actual semifinals match for the Owen Hart Cup tournament. We have Willow Nightingale taking on Chris Statlander, and this match I think was fantastic. I think Willow came out on fire. And Chris Statlander, came up to the ramp and they started battling. Huh?
I'm answering dice. Sometimes I'm just answering. You can.
Okay.
I'm just saying they were being polite. That's why they got acknowledged.
These two, I really do think that Willow just mopped the floor with Statlander. I don't think she had any chance. I think they're very high in Willow right now. I wouldn't be surprised if Willow wins it for the second time in a row. Pumbaa, what do you think about this?
It was fine. It did very well. I thought the opening was pretty cool where she pounced her early in the match. Do I want to say I was surprised that Willow went over? I don't know. You mentioned something earlier. You just mentioned something. You said Willow, possibly winning it for the second time. I think she's going to come close to winning, but she's not going to win it. So, yeah.
Sheriff, what do you think about this match?
I like this a lot. I like this feud a lot. I like Stokely Hathaway with Statlander. I like when he says every day is Saturday. I think that's cool. I like Stat as a heel, or playing more of a heel role. I do believe that Willow will probably win the tournament. I hope that she does. I hope that they keep this momentum going for her because she is one of, if not their top babyface for the women, like I said, despite the fact that DMD is here now. I like this match. Willow's getting better seemingly every week. Statlander, she's kind of been, because she has some injury issues, she's kind of stagnated a little bit. I think that this new heel turn and I think this pairing with a manager is going to be really good for her. I can't believe Tony Khan gave Keith Lee's push and gimmick to Willow Nightingale. I don't get it.
You don't get it?
I don't get the joke yet.
What's the joke?
You want to explain, Chris? Because you're chuckling it up.
Come on, man. Anybody can see why he said that.
Oh, is it because they're big?
There's no difference between Willow Nightingale and Keith Lee. Where's my water jug?
You're bad.
I don't actually. I was being genuine when I said that I didn't get it. But is that actually what it is?
The pounce and everything like that. There's similar things between Willow Nightingale and Keith Lee. Steve just being Steven. Just ignore it. Keep going.
All right, so let's go back to Renee Paquette backstage with Jeff Jarrett,
remarkable,
Sanjay Dutt, and the whole crew of Jeff Jarrett's crew, and their and then Renee Paquette asked Jeff Jarrett what's his plan for tonight, and he simply just walks away. I think I mean we all know this. This match means more to him than just a regular match or a title match, and number two, he didn't know who to prepare for. I mean, it was a random person coming into the match. So How can you prepare for that? You can't. All you got to do is be prepared for anything. And I listen. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm very disappointed that Jeff Jarrett lost tonight. I think they could have. I think this is his last run. I think this is his actual last run as a professional wrestler, and I think maybe getting him a little closer to the actual win could have been nice. But I mean, it is what it is. Chris, I know you're over there nodding your head, but I know you probably don't think you probably think I'm crazy. Go ahead. I want to know your thoughts.
I don't have much to say then because you got it right on the head. I do think you're crazy. You want this you started off the show talking about how old is this person, how old is this person, and you want Jarrett to main event all in. That's what it sounds like you want.
I agree. I didn't take any notes because I didn't know I was going to do this. I do want to say that Jeff Jarrett has grown on me a little bit. But with that being said, he ain't grown on me beating Hangman Page grown on me. Hangman Page is still my favorite. He ain't beating me 60 years old winning the championship
Hangman Page came out with new music, right?
He did, yes. And
he came out with new music, new attitude. Now I'm
Tweener heel. We didn't get to that part of the show. We don't know if he's fully aligned with the Elite. He's
not fully aligned, but he's a heel. He's a heel because he's probably going to win and he has to face babyface Swerve.
Yeah.
Swerve also tweeted a reaction to his return.
You know what?
And Hangman was not happy at the crowd chanting for Swerve.
I will say this. I agree with you that he actually should be considered a babyface because realistically speaking, didn't Swerve break into this man's house and didn't get arrested or anything?
True.
Listen, all's fair in love and war.
You remember that when you have your first child and then somebody breaks into the house, right?
You remember that when someone drinks your blood.
You're saying that, and I think you're saying some valid stuff there for the first time on this show, but I do want to sit here and say that, where was the nanny? Where was the mom? I mean, where was all these people? I think Hangman's an idiot.
I agree. Hangman's a terrible father.
No, he's awful. He's not on the levels of Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio is a terrible father.
You're right. Rey Mysterio is awful. Why did he have to take
he's awful. I would hate to be
lose to Dominic? I don't understand. You are absolutely right.
Listen, we've seen some anti-heroes,
would never.
Maybe MJF is not our scumbag. Maybe Hangman's our scumbag.
I miss Hoopin' 2 Guerrero.
All right, so we move on. Tony Schiavone introduced Britt Baker, DMD, and returning. I didn't hear the whole promo. Maybe somebody can fill me in.
I can do it. I can do it because this is my segment of the week. No segment is going to beat this. Britt Baker came out there and told some stupid stop story why she couldn't wrestle for 10 months, right? Couldn't wrestle for 10 months.
Why did y'all let him summarize this?
No one understands why. Something about
I didn't. He jumped
on. And he wanted to get his joke in.
Blah blah blah.
What actually happened is Britt Baker was injured, and then she had a mini stroke, right? And so she went to Tony Khan and said, "My body is breaking down. I'm literally falling apart before your eyes, like Humpty Dumpty. I need time off." And Tony Khan said, "Not only am I giving you time off, it's an indefinite time off. You let me know when you're ready to come back." And then she went in the dojo with DDP and came out super smoked. And now you got the DMD that you see now, right? And then when she was trying to, I guess, start to talk about Mercedes and why she interrupted Mercedes at Forbidden Door, you get a cut on the screen to Mercedes showing up in her nice Escalade, like limo type thing. She rolls up to the Elite and she's like, "Where's my celebration? I just became a double champ. What we doing?" And the Elite's like, "Oh, we got it all figured out. You go straight to the ring. We'll set everything up, and you can go do your celebration." So Britt Baker is standing there with the mic.
Oh my God! Oh
no, bro. She could have died.
So I had to hear 10 minutes of Britt Baker crying like a little baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, jeez. Wow. Okay. Anyway, so she was wasting valuable airtime, right? Because I don't know what Sheriff was talking about. She was wasting valuable airtime. And then I got to say hello to my CEO, right? And she was greeted by great EVPs of AEW. Great EVPs, right? So she comes out there because she's about to have her celebration.
Chris is the biggest heel ever.
Britt Baker, her selfishness does not give Mercedes Moné the ring. Right? That's what she's supposed to do because Mercedes Moné is a double champion and she is celebrating, right? And these these idiot Chicago fans, they're not giving her the respect that she deserves by being their CEO. Your CEO, Sheriff, your CEO, Puba, and your CEO, Vincent, and your CEO, Mad Dog Kelly, with you and your equipment. So what I'm saying is, while she was there,
he's actually giggling. Like, you guys can't see, but seeing him laugh is actually pretty hilarious. Go ahead.
She baked it into her theme song, so I can't forget that she's our CEO.
She is the
I
CEO.
still haven't gotten an answer for what, though, exactly. What
I
is she
said what she's the CEO for. She's
For
the
what?
CEO of wrestling. And
She's
your
a CEO
double
of
champion.
these, right? These nuts, right?
I just don't understand why.
no.
I don't understand why everybody's all high on Britt Baker when Mercedes Moné, who's the biggest
I love me some
star,
Mercedes. I just want to know what
the
she's
biggest star in that company.
You know that I roll with the CEO, but at the end of the day, that's my fifth pillar.
No,
That's
Britt Baker
Britt
wasn't
Baker.
in the violin. Who
That's
cares
Britt
about
Baker.
Britt Baker? Nobody
That's
cares.
my fifth
Nobody's
pillar.
checking for Britt Baker.
In AEW, we checking for her, period.
All you have to know, Chris, is I'm here and I'm cleared and I'm healthy, Britt Baker said, and she's ready to go. And I tell you that she'll whoop that ass all back and forth on the ground. She's gonna mop the floor with Mercedes.
You want to bet? 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 You want to bet?
To be honest, Mercedes told Britt everything
much?
you're talking about is irrelevant. She told her everything you're talking about is irrelevant.
You want to throw 50 down on it?
What are you, the $1 million man? What the hell?
You want to bet some Monday? All right,
I said
I'm telling
50.
you right now. Britt Baker is taking
Okay,
that
Benny
L.
said 50.
to
Benny said 50.
Mercedes. I heard Britt Baker's taking that L to Mercedes Moné.
You know what I bet? I bet
Let me
you
answer this
Jamie
question
Hayter
real quick
returns.
before you spew
helps her.
your hate, Sheriff. They chanted Mercedes, shut the F up, right? They did chant that. But where were they? Where were they tonight? Rob, you know where AEW was tonight? They were in Chicago. The murder capital of the world. The murder capital of the world.
Said hi.
Is he surprised that these idiots in the murder capital world would not know how to respect their CEO? Would that surprise anybody? Don't surprise me. It shouldn't surprise you. Does it surprise you, Mad Dog Kelly? Exactly. That's why he's never been to Chicago, because he doesn't want to get shot. I understand.
No, actually,
How many
what
times
it
have you been to
is that
Chicago?
people in Chicago
Twice.
have really, really
Twice.
clean teeth, so they respect the dentist.
Vinny's supposed to go with me the Chicago and.
I was going to say, we had this conversation this weekend, and he tells me, "Oh, I'm going to go to Chicago, and you know, it's the murder capital world. You might get shot."
Hey, bullets flying all around. Hey, so the first time I went to Chicago, I actually went with the Great Grand Slam Puba, right? And the place they booked us, let me tell you, thank God there were bars on those windows, and thank God I had a lifeline on me so I can call in case somebody attacked me. I did get attacked by a mouse. I don't want to remember that.
Oh,
anyway, Sheriff.
Chicago is lit. I like Chicago.
I like Chicago too. Actually, Sheriff's supposed to be going with us too.
Are you talking about for the AEW show?
Yeah, for All Out.
I'll get back to you on that. I would like to know though.
See. Jeffrey says Britt stole Mercedes' line from what line? That's the same line Mercedes told Nia Jax in the promo, because Mercedes is pulling the strings backstage. That women's division has gotten so much better since Mercedes Moné has joined it, right? Sasha has elevated that division. Sasha has made the people start paying attention to the women.
She's had two matches.
Who's that?
It doesn't
All I
matter.
know is Mercedes.
Her presence alone is putting more eyes. That is my all-in main event. Take my money. I want to see Sasha Banks smack Dr. Britt Baker's teeth out her mouth. Say goodbye to DMD and say hello to CEO.
I bet you Jamie Hayter comes back and helps our DMD. Jamie Hayter.
Who the hell is Jamie Hayter? Why is everybody mentioning this person to me?
What?
I don't know who Jamie Hayter is.
The former champion who got injured and had to relinquish the title.
Wasn't she champion for like a cup of coffee? Because she's all of a sudden she got pushed for like the month of May, and then by June she got injured. I don't, and she's been out for like a year and a half. Like nobody's.
She's been out longer than Britt. But listen,
she's been out for a while. Look at this. Look at these Siege. See, I knew Jeffrey was smart. He don't live in Chicago. Steve doesn't live in actual New York City. He lives on the outskirts. You know, he's smart. So you know,
He's a brilliant man.
Steve is brilliant. He got out of that damn city.
listen, I'm letting you know my fifth pillar got something for the CEO. I don't know.
Well, let me ask you a question. Who's your first four pillars? Let's see how well they're doing. Let's go.
Well, we know who the pillars are. That's MJF.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's doing well.
We don't have to talk about Sammy Guevara.
No, he's a pillar, right? He's a pillar. He's doing
we
well.
don't have to talk about Sammy Guevara.
He's doing well. Matter of fact, he was on the night. I think I saw him, right? Was he acting as one of the security backstage?
Listen, I think that Danny Garcia can usurp his. Daniel Garcia can usurp his. We know
no, he's a pillar. You can't replace a pillar. Who else is a pillar?
Listen, listen. Not every pillar pans out. Sometimes, things. I never liked Sammy Guevara anyway. You're not gonna see me. You're not gonna see me defending Sammy Guevara. I was never a fan, right?
He ain't coming back as long as side
of a milk carton. Yeah, he's not good enough to justify the headache. I didn't even like him to begin with. You're not gonna see me defending him.
Venomous, take control of your show, man. What's going on?
Well, let's get back into the show. Yeah.
Sorry.
You know, Puma, let's take a commercial. I need to get a drink of water because of all this.
Yeah, I know.
All right, I'll play a commercial.
This hate that Chris is spewing over here.
You said the wrong name. You said the wrong name. Ladies and gentlemen, stay with us. You're watching Unpopular Review. We'll be right back.
Yeah. Did you watch The Acolyte?
Oh, God. Here we go.
I haven't seen it yet.
Here we go.
Well, Rashad, I guess you got all the time in the world. Chris, did you watch The Acolyte?
No, I've had no interest.
You really? You had no interest. Why is that?
Because Star Wars is, to me, shows now. And
you're full of shit, Chris. Where's that energy? Don't give me Return of the Jedi. You know what I want.
What?
Where is he?
Where's who?
Where's Vader? Where is he?
Is he supposed to be in this?
Give me Cloud City. Where is he?
Where's? I don't know. What are you talking about?
Well, when you watch, we'll talk about it. If you ever watch Acolyte, I refuse to watch it. But somebody just told me that witches just conjured up twins out the Force, which they call the thread. They hummed and they scissored.
Oh, God.
And they created 2 twin black girls from an interracial alien relationship. And they're whooping Jedi's asses, who are more powerful than they are in the New Republic. They're kicking High Republic Jedi ass. Now, High Republic Jedi's are supposed to be stronger, more powerful than New Republic. Now, Anakin was the only one who was born from the Force. That's why part of the reason why he was the one out here. I was about to let me slow down because Chris is recording this. I don't know what he's going to put in the video. Disney, you've done something I didn't think was possible. You killed Star Wars.
Bro, DX made so many stars. Not only that, but other than right now, the Judgment Day.
DX only had 2 world champions.
They had 2 world champions, but they had a lot of Hall of Famers too. So we can't discredit that.
They had a lot of Hall of Famers. That they having a lot of individual Hall of Famers is my question to you.
The whole
Shield, every single one of them is a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Dean Ambrose is not a fucking no. Dean Ambrose
is a first ballot Hall of Famer.
No, he's not.
He is.
He's a bum. He's a bum. He's a bum. This guy might be the first ballot Hall of Fame in GCW. Definitely not in WWE. The man is dead to WWE. Do you see how they edit him? No, they edit this man out, Chris.
They mentioned him a few times since then.
Yeah, they mentioned him when the same time that they're talking about all kinds of STDs. That's when they name him. He a bum.
I like John Moxley, so
I don't understand how he's not introduced from his real hometown, Skid Row. That's crazy.
What is Steve talking about? Absolutely not. That's insane.
What's insane?
Dean Ambrose is not a first ballot Hall of Famer.
He's not. He's a bum.
That's just not true at all. Literally.
Can I ask you this question? Name one name 2 good matches that he did in WWE before he left. You can't name any.
Okay. So how about the Shield and the John Cena crew that was what did they call that? Team WWE? I forget what they called that stable. And how about the Shield and Ryback versus Ryback at TLC? It was Ryback and 2 other people. I was there live for that match. They had good matches.
You say Ryback. Any match
Ryback
with
Sheamus.
Oh yeah. See, he's the first ballot Hall of Famer for the Shield alone. I don't see how that's a thing. If Coco Beware's in the Hall of Fame, you're not going to talk shit to me about Dean Ambrose. I'm not trying to hear that.
Hey, I'll tell you what right now. I totally agree with you. Sheriff, I totally agree with you. I can't argue with you because Coco Beware should not be in the Hall of Fame. Because if he's in the fucking Hall of Fame, why the fuck isn't Repo Man and Crush in there too? I mean, come on. Let's put fucking Doink the Clown in there as well because he's horrible as well.
Put the Brooklyn Baller in there, or he might be in there. Am I tripping? I'm sure they'll induct Santino Marella at some point.
I'm sure. He's a bum too. All right, let's get back into the show. Again, we see this every week, and I feel like it's a broken record, but we all can see this. Again, we're going backstage with Renee Paquette, which I feel like she gets the most. She gets the most TV time, which is crazy to me.
Got to explain her paycheck.
There's not that many interviews in WWE like this.
Nobody gets paid when Renee gets paid.
Well, she ain't that good.
She's decent.
She's decent. She ain't no Mean Gene Okerlund. I'll tell you that right now. All right, so we're backstage again. Will Ospreay with Kyle Fletcher stood behind him, and Don Callis comes up, and Will Ospreay tells him that thank you for all the opportunities, but I want out of the Don Callis family. And Don Callis says, I don't usually do this, but I'm going to let you out. Gives him a hug. Is this something that we saw coming, Sheriff?
Well, yeah, because why is he in the Don Callis? Why is he doing that? To be honest, I was surprised it's a good thing that they acknowledged that. I don't know if there's a swerve coming or if this was like some kind of false flag. I'm glad that they acknowledged that because I thought that they were just going to kind of distance him and like leave it be. So yeah, I mean, saw it coming, sure, because I mean, why that Will Ospreay is Will Ospreay. I don't know why he's doing that kind of stuff,
Moving on, we have Chris Jericho and the Learning Tree come out and right away attacks Hook for taking the up hook using his finisher, and points right at Taz. Because it's funny that he points out Taz, but doesn't mention at all it's Taz's son. He just points at Taz, I get he's not trying to, put his business out there. And Chris Jericho says that he has a piece of paper that says that Taz has been relinquished from his duties for the night, and Chris Jericho will take over commentary. Now, I just have a question for you guys, because I didn't hear him after this match. Was he there for the whole entire rest of the night, or just this match alone?
Are you talking about Taz?
No, Chris Jericho.
No, he didn't comment. I don't. Did he commentate the rest of the night? I don't think he did.
No, it was only this match, right?
He didn't. After he finished knocking out those two bums, he
left. Yeah, this is who should have got the "shut the fuck up" chant. Chris Jericho.
Yeah, this is horrible. I mean,
it's great. I love it. No.
I thought the angle was good, but I mean, Chris Jericho.
I know, Chris. You think this is the best thing since sliced bread, but I'm gonna tell you what. This is probably the worst storyline that the AEW's had in probably a long time. This is the worst.
They've had worse, to be honest.
This is pretty bad. This. I feel like this right here shows you that there's nothing for Chris Jericho. There's nothing.
Well, I think that the goal, even though they're doing a poor job at it, because he's been feuding with Hook for quite a while, and Hook's been chasing this FTW title kind of his entire time in AEW, it seems. I guess to say that they don't have anything else for him, I guess that kind of makes sense. But I think it's also a bit of a reaction to the fact that the audience has largely turned on Jericho in a lot of ways, to where what else could you really do with him that the audience would accept? He also is playing into the Elite storyline about them being top executive heels. So you see him saying, Matt and Nick Jackson, they told me you don't commentate tonight, and it's going to be me. And I'm the Learning Tree. I know everything, and I'm Chris Jericho, and I'm such a big star. He's kind of trying to play into, I guess, the meta narratives that are out there about him, because what else could you do? So in that way, I guess there really is nothing else for him for the time being, unless they can turn that tide. So I don't know.
All right, so that brings us to the next match. Somebody's gonna help me out with this because I'm gonna butcher these names.
You're talking about Shibata?
Is it Shibata? Is it Shibata?
First name is Kiori Shibata. His last name is Shibata. Yeah.
So Samoa Joe.
You stop that.
Samoa Joe, Shibata, and Hook taking on Brian Cage. This Pop Con and Tolona.
Gates of Agony.
Okay, there you go.
I think together they're Cage of Agony.
Okay. This match wasn't bad. I didn't really see. Did you watch this? I didn't really see a whole lot of this match. I just know that it was just a pretty much a brawl.
I did see the match. I didn't take notes on it again, but I think I like the teaming between Samoa Joe and Hook. they have really, really good chemistry in the ring, especially because Hook is, even though he's a brawler, he's a bit of an undersized brawler. So the way that he, I guess, employs the style is different from Samoa Joe, who's also a brawler, but he's such a big, stocky guy. So they work well together. I also think that Samoa Joe is a bit of a yin to his yang. When he talks, he's a bit more intimidating. His stature is a bit more intimidating. He's not, a supermodel guy, but then he's standing next to Hook, who's a good-looking guy. He's more clean-cut. And then when they get together in the ring, it's kind of seamless. I think that they should lean into this. I am not sure how Shibata falls into the puzzle. I think Shibata is around. He's been around since the Forbidden Door season, and I think because they've just been successful at it, they kept him around. But I think that they should go forward with Hook and Samoa Joe as a duo and have them do the tag titles. I don't know where Jericho fits into that either, but I guess that's a story that remains to be told. But yeah, the match was cool. The match was fun. This was clearly just meant for them to get a win. And Brian Cage, Gates of Agony, even though Chris dissed them earlier, they were fine in the ring, but they're mainly enhancement talent.
They are. That's all they are is enhancement talent.
Yeah.
They win the entire time.
But that's they're fine. When you say they can't wrestle, I'm like, they're not really asked to do much. Really.
I think they're quite impressive, but it's like I'm sick of seeing them always lose.
There was a lot of please retire chants from the audience to Chris Jericho. I do agree. I don't think Chris Jericho is fit. I don't even think he's fit anymore to wrestle. Like, he's let himself go. I mean, I know he's a 53-year-old man, but you look at Billy Gunn and the way he looks. I mean, there's no excuse for Chris Jericho. After the match, these three guys get destroyed by Big Bill, Brian Keith. They put him through a table. They smack around with some chairs. Just pretty much tell him, listen, you've gotten beat by the learning tree. Anything else we missed, Sheriff?
Unfortunately, no.
That brings us to the next match. Jeff Jarrett taking on a mystery opponent for the Owen Hart Cup tournament qualifying quarterfinal match. And it's so funny because today I was reading online and a lot of people think it was, I don't understand why people keep saying Ricochet. Everybody online keeps talking about Ricochet.
I thought it was pretty obvious it was going to be Hangman.
Really?
Yeah, because he was suspended from the Elite, which basically means that he's coming back at some point. And then on top of that, he's trying to get to Swerve. It makes the most sense. On top of that, the Elite, they're having issues trying to keep everyone in line. And so they're strength in numbers. They're trying to build some bridges. So they bring Hangman in as kind of a make good, which that segment is coming up where they're like, we gave you this. You scratch our back, we scratch yours. But Hangman was not trying to hear any of that. It just made sense with the branching narratives that are currently happening, that he was probably going to be. I did hear Ricochet a lot. I did hear Ricochet. I heard Hangman Page. I did see someone say someone else. Someone said Danny Garcia. I saw that, and I was like, well, he's in another match on the show. I don't think that that's going to happen. But yeah, I thought Hangman Page was kind of the obvious. And this is a good return because Will Ospreay did come out and say that him versus Swerve was actually not supposed to be the match at Forbidden Door, which would make sense because that's not a Forbidden Door match. Both of them are in AEW. He kind of volunteered to do that because he wanted to kill the narrative that he was going to come and beat Swerve for the title of this, that, and the third. We all kind of knew. And he said that the creative for him and Swerve through into All In are actually already set. And it would make sense to me that the All In match for Swerve is either going to be Bryan Danielson or it's going to be him and Hangman, the final blow-off feud. So I thought that, well, if they bring in Hangman, then that makes sense. So I was like, well, Hangman has to return at some point, and it made sense for it to be in the wild card, so they have enough time to build that storyline. So I thought Hangman was obvious, but Ricochet was wishful thinking for some people who I guess like Rick O'Shea. But
do we really think that Ricochet is going to make a debut sooner than later in AEW soon?
It has to be soon if they want to book him for the big show coming up. But I don't think it's a done deal that he goes to AEW.
You think he can still be WWE?
I think it's possible that he could still be with WWE. Although I do think his contract did actually expire. We've seen crazier things to where, you know what, actually, we're going to bring you back because our audience told us no.
Steve is ridiculous.
Steve, your troll game needs to be studied. Totally Hangman and Swerve. You think Hangman and Swerve? Yeah, my only thing with that is because Bryan Danielson, his last match, Tony's probably going to have him win. So if he faces Swerve, you can't really do that because he would win the title. That wouldn't make any sense. So maybe it's Hangman and Swerve instead.
This match, you definitely can see that Jeff Jarrett is slowing down. Yeah, he I'll tell you, for a 54-year-old man, he can still take some bumps and he can still get body slammed. But you can definitely tell when he runs the ropes that he's not full force. He had some great counters to Hangman Page, but I mean, did I slightly think that Hangman Page was going to win this? I really don't understand why I thought Jeff Jarrett had a chance and he was going to take the win. Maybe that's just my wishful thinking of seeing a legend like Jeff Jarrett himself.
It's not just you. I saw a lot of people rooting for Jeff Jarrett, which surprises me to this day. He is really popular right now in 2024. It's actually interesting.
But Hangman gets the victory, which I guess is no surprise. And then afterwards, heads back with an interview. The Young Bucks come back to congratulate him for his win and coming back from suspension. And we saw a side of Hangman that we haven't saw in a while. So the question is he elite or is he not elite?
To be or not to be elite? That's the question.
Yeah.
When his suspension was lifted, so I guess that means he's elite. Does he feel that way personally? That's another way to because he's quit the elite before. Clearly he's not he doesn't have the same allegiance to it, his character at least, as the other ones do. So
backstage we get a look into the trainer's room, or not even the room, it was just in the backstage area of Hook being attended to by trainers, and Big Bill tosses something at him and Brian Keith, and this becomes another battle in the back. So can anybody really say that Chris Jericho cannot get enough TV time? This is what I think.
Chris Jericho on my television is best for business.
You think Chris Jericho is best for business?
Yes, Chris Jericho is very entertaining.
You still believe in the demo god?
He does. He still believes a 53-year-old man can
one of the best reactions.
I don't think he's not entertaining. I have liked some of the segments, but the fact of the matter is, the audience, he has go away heat. The audience doesn't want to see him. I can like the guy as much as I like the guy. If it's not connecting, it's not connecting.
I disagree. The audience wants to see him.
Listen. I like Chris Jericho as a wrestler. I really do. But you have to understand, when it's time to hang the boots up, it's time to hang the boots up. And I don't understand what they're hanging on to. I think Chris Jericho can still wrestle, but you can definitely tell that Chris Jericho wrestles just as bad as Jeff Jarrett. It's just, I mean, you put them both together. I mean, it's horrible. So Sting
wrestled better than both, and Sting was older than both of those guys.
Sting, you're absolutely right. Sting wrestled better than both of them. Yeah, and he looked damn good doing it.
To be fair, Sting didn't have to wrestle as much. I don't think it's right,
but I guarantee if you put the three videos side by side and watch all three wrestle at the same time, I guarantee you would agree that Sting wrestled better than both of those.
I think Jericho wrestled better than both of them.
Oh my God!
Sting didn't take that many bumps.
Of course,
that's why I say that Sting wasn't asked to do as much.
Sting looked like he went through like a 5-star fire every single match he did, even though he was only in there for 2 minutes.
But the fact of the matter is, when he wasn't there, he executed. That's more than you can say.
Yeah, I agree.
Jericho can wrestle every week to me. I'm fine.
No, I mean, listen, we all.
I don't think he needs to retire. I do think he needs to take some time off. There was Britt Baker, even though getting hurt is not a good thing, her being gone for a year helped. Wrestlers giving the audience time to miss you does actually help in the long run, making you seem more fresh to the audience, no matter how good you are. MJF also needed to take time off when he did, despite the fact that it was due to injury. I think if Jericho leaves and comes back, he'll be in a better position.
And that brings us to the last match of the night. Will Ospreay taking on Daniel Garcia for the AEW International Championship with MJF and Daniel Garcia's corner. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Daniel Garcia looked really good. I mean, he's come a long way. He looks, I mean, if you told me tomorrow that he's a champion, I could see it. I really do. I think he's,
you gotta give him that hawk too and spit on
really?
that thing.
No, you don't think so, Chris?
Horrible.
No. Danny Garcia is a pillar. Sorry, Sammy, you're out of there. It's just
Daniel Garcia
Darby,
doesn't
Danny.
belong on TV. His gimmick sucks. He sucks. He's not a believable wrestler. No.
You know what's so funny is when Sean Rossett put out that tweet, y'all pedophiles were so he's going to NXT. Y'all thought y'all had one. Nope. He's staying with us.
Garcia?
Yes, I saw it.
We don't want him in NXT.
Nope, I saw it. Y'all were
we don't want him in NXT. I don't know who y'all is. We do not want him in NXT. He's nothing. He's not moving no needles. No.
Daniel Garcia is very good. He is moving. He has a connection with the audience.
He's
Daniel
20
Garcia
pounds.
is 20 pounds of greatness. 20 pounds of greatness.
No, he's not believable to me to be anybody.
He's a better dancer.
He put on a good match tonight. It was a good.
He put on a good match tonight.
It was a good clinic tonight.
He happened to be there.
No. Are you gonna say he can't wrestle now too?
I'm going to say that he is not that entertaining.
You're talking about Ricky Starks.
Right,
No,
exactly.
I saw y'all
Ricky
talking about
Starks at least has a character.
Wait, Ricky Starks is first of all, Daniel Garcia weighs more than Ricky Starks.
That's arguable.
And y'all and y'all gonna hate to hear it. Daniel Garcia is better than Ricky Starks.
No, he's not. Not
100% facts.
Ricky Starks has character.
Ricky Starks is the Rock.
Does not have that character.
It's half the Rock.
Okay, Adam, I'm telling you right now, that's not true.
What?
Okay, when I want to ask you this, Ricky Starks goes to NXT. What's he doing?
Ricky Starks is taking over NXT. Ricky Starks will have a future.
He's better than Obi Femi?
No.
He's better than Trick Williams?
No.
So what's he taking over?
You have top 5 in wrestling organizations. He could be a top 5er.
In the developmental, he's top 5. That says you're trash to me. But
well, the developmental kicked AEW's ass a couple weeks ago. So
that's not true though. The developmental had to move off of Wednesdays because they couldn't keep up. Sorry, but this is about AEW. Anyway, Will Ospreay, Daniel Garcia.
When NXT moves to CW, they'll beat AEW every single Wednesday.
No.
Well, Chris, listen.
We'll see, though. No.
I want you to hit those shows, man, so we can talk about what is going on UPR every week, so we can stay up to date with our wrestling. Look at it. Where we go. Mondays. Every Monday at 6 p.m. It's the Mike Knox Show. This man is going to tell you how it is. He's going to put it out there. Mike Knox knows his information. Right after the Mike Knox Show at 11 p.m., right after Raw. It's while Raw's going on, it's the Raw watch-along review show. And I got that right, Chris?
Yep. Well, no. It's now on Tuesdays at 7 o'clock p.m.
Raw?
7 o'clock p.m. Yep, with myself and Freckle Sensei.
So what happened? No more Mondays?
No, we couldn't keep up with it. It was too long. No.
All right. So Mondays, and then when's NXT? Right afterwards?
Right after NXT.
So right after NXT, so NXT is first with the Wrestling Doll and
Bad Guy Jack.
Bad Guy Jack, and then right afterwards, who's doing a Raw review?
So Raw review is 7 o'clock on Tuesdays, and that is myself and Freckle Sensei.
Wednesday night, you can always find us right here after AEW at between 10:15 and 10:30, as me, Dan the Man, and Cactus Katie will give you the all the information on the reviews of AEW Dynamite. On Thursdays, it's top 5 and specials. What do we got coming up this week?
We're doing Money in the Bank prediction. That's going to be me and Freckle Sensei tomorrow at 7:00 p.m.
And then Saturdays at 12 o'clock is SmackDown, the SmackDown Penitentiary.
Yep, with Dyson and Mark Victor Rodriguez.
There you go, guys. That is your lineup every week right here on UPR. Guys, before we go, does anybody want to add anything from the sheriff with want to talk about anything about being in the audience this past Sunday at Forbidden Door? Anything that we missed out? Maybe something we didn't see while it wasn't on camera?
I'll add one thing to the Dynamite main event, actually. MJF turned heel and he attacked.
We weren't going to talk about the talking point of Dynamite. MJF turned heel.
Yeah, that happened. Even though MJF is MJF, he should always be a heel. He turned heel. He attacked Danny Garcia, so that did happen. They announced that Swerve returns next Wednesday. We'll see what he has to say.
No, because I said since he returned at Double or Nothing, he's been coming out the heel entrance. It was very obvious that's what's going to happen. That's why they disposed of the Adam Cole feud. Adam Cole wasn't going to come back in time, and they needed to move back to MJF being a heel.
I thought it was weird that they kind of kissed and made up. I'm like, okay. Clearly, you're hurt. Like, you really can't do nothing. That's crazy. Sorry, Adam Cole. But yeah, about Forbidden Door. Forbidden... Huh? No. Forbidden Door was really fun. The match... So, the doors opened at 6:30, and then we didn't get out till around, 12. So, it was about a 5.5-hour show, if you count the pre-show. I think if you don't count the pre-show, it was only about 3.5 to 4 hours, which isn't super bad for a pay-per-view, but I had a lot of fun in the building. There's not much to say that you probably didn't see on screen. Like I said, the crowd, there were a few CM Punk chants that was very annoying, but then when that would happen, that New York crowd was like, shut the fuck up. Those people got shouted down. That was interesting to see. Every single Massachusetts team got a fuck you chant when Mercedes was there. That was interesting to see. There was no... Tony Khan didn't come out. Usually he comes out before the show or after, gives a speech. He didn't see it, and if he did come out, it was after I left. I was getting out of there before the rush. But yeah, it was a good show. If you watched it on the screen and you thought it was bad, unfortunately, your opinion is incorrect. But you're entitled to it, you know.
It was bad.
We did miss one part of tonight's show. Thank you, Cactus Katie. The turn MJF to Daniel Garcia. Chris, did you see this coming?
Yeah, MJF has been a heel since he came back. I just said that. It was very apparent, and since they're going with Swerve and Hangman, they needed something for MJF to do, and might as well go against the second, arguably biggest babyface in the company right now, which is Will Ospreay.
Wait, I did mention it.
She said that before you mentioned it.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, what?
We have to get some news with Matt Mad Dog Kelly, so we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, Matt Mad Dog Kelly with the news. My favorite segment. Stay with us. You're watching the Popular Review.
Welcome to the SmackDown Penitentiary.
Look at that. This shit is crazy. You just see the whole background. Mind you, look, now you see the New Day there. Just chilling.
Wait, where?
Wait, that was the New Day? Who was that?
I think they're just like black people. Is that New Day?
Wow. I could have sworn
that's
that was
is that
No, prior, not them. It was prior to that.
Is that Darren Young? I like Darren Young. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, that's his Ashanti.
Oh shit! I really thought that was. Oh shit! I really thought that was New Day. That's crazy. Oh shit!
And then we get mad when other people say, "Oh, all black people look alike."
Yo, I'm saying though, look.
Go get it. Thank you for that clarification.
Right,
you as well,
right
Chris.
there, you can mistake him for for Xavier Woods real quick. You know what I
You
mean?
could,
You know how
that-
fast
you
the
could,
thing was
you
going?
could expect, and you could expect Ashante Adonis for JTG. Right? Look, he looks just like JTG in a freeze frame.
That is the SmackDown Penitentiary every Saturday at 12 p.m. These guys, it's like a clown act over there, Chris.
Yeah, that's it.
Kelly. Hi, I'm Roddy Piper.
Oh, shit. I don't have your music this week. Oh, there it is. It's the news with Mad Dog Kelly.
Hi, guys.
What's going on,
How
Matt?
is everyone?
What's going on, guy? We're fine. How are you?
How was your MSG
right,
show?
so
Tell us about SmackDown MSG. How was that?
That was cool. That was really fun, man. That was a lot of fun. It was interesting. It was cool because Cody Rhodes came back after the show. I don't know if you guys saw, after they do a bunch of things, Cody Rhodes came back. They did his whole entrance and he thanked Kayla Braxton. She, as you guys know, she left WWE last week. I reported on it last Wednesday. And also what happened too was he held up his father's belt in the garden. I have a picture of it. I need to post them on Facebook, but he held up his dad's title. They gave him the title of his father's and he held it up in the ring at MSG. So that was really cool, but it was a great show. Just to see SmackDown live in the most famous arena in the world was just incredible. Glad I went.
You take the train in or what?
Glad I went. Took the bus in actually. Almost didn't make it home.
Wait,
because,
where were you coming from?
New Jersey, northern New Jersey. It's not too bad. I take the Willowbrook Mall Express over to Port Authority, so it's about like half hour in out.
Not bad.
So, yeah. But yeah, it was awesome. I got the book. I have it over there, and I got a picture of Cody. He signed it or whatever. So yeah, I got a little bit of merch, and I got the New York Nightmare T-shirt. I'm not wearing it because it's AEW night, but I do have the New York Nightmare T-shirt that they were selling that night, sold out by the end of the night. So, anyway, yeah. So that was SmackDown. That was awesome. The only upset thing I had was I saw on the way out on the bus ride home, I saw that they actually were loading the gurney or the stretcher of Paul Heyman's without Paul being in it. So they broke the kayfabe a little bit there. And that's kind of upsetting to see. But besides that, yeah, awesome show. Definitely would be going back when Roman comes back. So yeah.
So what do you got for the news for us this week?
Yes, right. So you guys have been talking all night about this whole Will Ospreay swerve and the whole thing. So he was upset. I'm just going to sum this up because this is just way too long. He was frustrated. So he went to the higher ups basically and said, I want this match to happen at Forbidden Door against Swerve. I want to put him over because both of them have different opponents booked for All In. And this honestly, like you guys were just talking about, makes perfect sense. So them doing the match now, MJF turning heel, it makes a lot of sense where they're trying to go with this. And everyone debates, AEW doesn't have this long-term booking like WWE does. Well, they do. It's just Tony Khan likes to micromanage his his booking. And that's the real issue behind the scenes. I can go into that a whole other night. Anyway, so the next thing I have here is MJF. According to Fightful Select here, MJF is still under WWE contract for now. He's still injured. They don't know. I know he was tweeting out a couple of things saying that they gave the Hurt Business gimmick to the Bloodline a while back. I'm reading that. Not sure how true that MVP, was, right? But MVP, yeah. He used to be the manager for Bobby Lashley of the Hurt Business. He, like I said, he was also, he wrestled in WWE for a while too. He's been hurt for a while. And like I said, he's now tweeting all the stuff about how they gave it all the bloodline and how they put her business in the background. And yeah, we'll see. Right now, he's kind of hurt, and we'll see where it goes. This one was huge. This one was a huge story, and there's 2 huge stories about this. So Donovan Dijak and Matt Camp were both at Forbidden Door backstage. Now, the other huge story, according to other sources, which is basically Dave Meltzer and Mike Johnson, were saying that Dijak was leaking information while in WWE to Sean Ross Sapp from Fightful. Now, I have to get clarification on all this because this whole thing, but everybody in the internet wrestling community, and even now you got 2 journalists saying he's a rat, and now he might be AEW. So I found that very interesting that they were both backstage on Sunday. I believe Dijak tweeted about it as well. This next story, this thing's crazy because I was there in the arena. I was in the arena when all this happened, so I did not get to see the TV version until Saturday morning when I watched it. But apparently WWE was pissed at Fox for all the blank screens and all the censoring and everything. They were really angry and livid at Fox for doing it, but Fox decided to cut anything that was, how can I say it, that deemed offensive, according to the article I was reading earlier tonight. So, it goes both ways because AEW did it tonight too. When what was his name? Mark Briscoe was on the ring. AEW does it too. So I really don't want to hear any more about this because I was there. It was awesome hearing it live. I have a couple of videos. I snuck a couple while they were chanting all that. It was really fun. But anyway, going on about this, Tony Khan said he might be looking into listing an injury report, kind of like what football does, kind of like, sometimes WWE will say it, but this might be a full list of, who's injured on the AEW website. I'm actually quite excited for this if it happens because it'll make my job a lot easier to see who's injured, who's not injured. So I do hope he goes through with that. And that was Dave Meltzer reported that. Speaking of injuries, real quick, Asuka's still injured, according to Sean Ross Sapp. She's not coming back at least till next year now. They said they will not have her back by the end of the year. And everybody keeps talking about the man of the hour, which is Ricochet. His contract expired this past week. He is definitely AEW bound from what I've heard, but his fiancee, Samantha Irving, will stay with WWE. She does have another, I believe, 2 or 3 years in her contract, which I just believe she renewed like a couple of weeks ago. It was like right after WrestleMania, I believe. And that's all I have this week, guys. Yeah. It was a lot, but yeah. Oh, real quick, Tony Khan is alive, and he tweeted out 5 minutes ago. It was a great show tonight, and don't forget to tune into the West Coast. So Tony Khan is alive.
That could be a bot. That could be a bot. He says that all the time.
Is he alive, or did he come back to life?
Thank you, Mad Dog Kelly.
Well, guys, thank you again, Mad Dog Kelly, for the news. What happened to Pumbaa? He coming back?
No. He had to take a break.
All right. Well, I want to thank him for joining us for a short time on the show. Sheriff, it's always a pleasure doing a show with you. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
And the executive consultant. I mean, we always have to have your input on what goes on.
Yeah, I tell the truth.
Yeah. And Matt, thanks for joining us. Thanks for the news. But until next time, guys, good night, good luck. Stay peace.